that's it. That happened, and yeah. But yeah, it wasn't really something I could talk to my friends about. Not that I did that on purpose. I'm not entirely sure. Like I did a lot of weird things with my friends. I even had a little bit of period of time where I was a bit of a compulsive liar for like a year or 2 or 3 or something along those lines because I really liked telling stories to people. And you know what? That sounds really weird after saying this weird fucking story about my own life and stuff. But my thing is real and coincidences, okay? It's not. I mean, wait. How do I say this? Don't think too much about it. It's just a coincidence, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? You don't need to believe in ghosts, even if people see them. Like, yeah, okay? It's just fine. It's fine. It's fine, okay? Some people are just built differently. And it's not necessarily good to be built differently. Sometimes that's pain. And I'm student level 30 again. Nice. But yeah, for some reason I never talked to my friends about this. I don't know why. And I also never talked to a psychologist about this. Huh. Yeah. I don't know. It feels like that just like it's just that one weird family secret. Or like that one weird thing like, oh yeah, our family just has this. Ooh. And something. I don't know. I'm not too sure why I haven't really been that talkative about it. It's also actually been I think I've had like 2 conversations when in my childhood, or I mean like yeah, technically I had a lot of conversations for a very short period of time in my childhood. But like and I only had a couple serious conversations throughout my entire life about it. And maybe I also had like one recently to my mom about like, oh yeah, what's with this situation in our family or whatever the fuck. And yeah, it's been very difficult to talk about. And oh, that's ink. Okay, or something. It's just this weird ass fucking thing. Yeah, and I mean it's I mean technically it's not everything. It's also very common in my family to have like weird dreams and then be like, oh yeah, I dreamt about this election a couple of years ago, or we had this thing. I dreamt about this event a couple of years ago, or like I had massive deja vu over this thing, da 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 da, you know, and it just continues. So it wasn't just the oh we talk and people get cursed, or oh we see ghosts. It was also the oh we have prophetic dreams and we can see the future or bullshit like that. Like, I mean, is that all? Wait, ghosts, cursing, prophetic dreams. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, according to my father's side of the family, we have bloodline magic. uh Out of context, what the fuck did I just say? Um I'm not really sure I should be explaining that in context actually either. I feel like it'll be more fun if I don't explain it. uh it sounds weeby as fuck, but like it's just straight up true. So, uh it might be like a North thing, or like humans that live in extremely cold environment or something. Frostwalker and loyalty, nice. Okay, so what I mean by bloodline powers or whatever the fuck, or bloodline skills, I don't know what to call it. Did you just make a very loud noise? The fuck? Whatever. So there is this. I think my family called it like a. Wait. If I say it, I'll technically reveal information that I shouldn't. Ha. And also, I'm not entirely sure if this information is online, meaning you might be able to find my family from this. You know what? I'm not entirely sure if this is better or worse that I can't be telling you. Because a part of me is like, oh, I really want to tell you this real weird thing about my father's side of the family. But another part of my thought process is, wait, is this common knowledge that these people have this weird trait and this weird ability? Or is this... Because I do worry that, like, straight up, if you know this, you will know me. I mean, it's not that super specific, but you'll know sort of the group of people that I'm in. And wait, ethnicity? No. Like, family group, not ethnicity. I don't think. Maybe. I mean, maybe I'm a secret clan of Norway. Or maybe I come from a different country and I just live in Norway. I don't think I've ever said what my skin color is or my race is, so... Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Okay. You know what? Sure, yeah, I'll just keep it mysterious. I'll just never tell you what the bloodline ability I have is. Oh my god. Yeah, I've worked hard on it, by the way, in my childhood. I trained. I meditated on that bullshit. No joke. I was out in the snow, naked, sitting there in meditative position as it was snowing. No bullshit. Though technically that's also another story, but like I probably shouldn't be. So yeah, I hope nobody watches this. Oh my god, all these things are so difficult to explain if I ever need to explain them, or if I ever need to talk about them again. But you know what? That's great, because I can say them now, and then I'll forget them, and then I'll never say them again, and then you know what? I should probably go through some of the other things then, and then quickly just jump through them, and then not give enough details, and then I'll never talk about them again. Okay. So about I can give a little bit of details about the weird training I did for my bloodline power. Oh my god. Okay, so the thing about meditating in the snow while it was snowing, pretty much noon. I mean, I did have my underwear on, but no socks. Wait, did I have socks on? I might have had socks on like once or twice or something along those lines. I don't remember exactly. I need to throw away this bullshit and water bottle I can drink. But yes, so yeah, no joke, I was out in the snow meditating while it was snowing, and that's bad for your health, I think. Or something. Or you can get nerve damage, I don't know. But I used to be very weak with the cold, like extremely weak. Like every one of my friends were better than me at like staying outside longer, and like they made fun of me for it because like reasons. And I mean, we're in Norway, and if you can't be out in the if you can't be out in the cold, then you don't belong in Norway. So weird thing. So this was not my goal, and when I was meditating out in the snow and doing the cold exercise thingy, I seem to have adapted to the cold, and since then I sort of stopped wearing sweaters. Even to this day, I don't wear sweaters, even during winter. Also, by the way, the summers, even in Norway, are now very hot for me. Like, I think I fucked up my body. Like, I adapted so well to the cold that I couldn't take the heat anymore. Like, I straight up overheat every single summer, and it has gotten worse and worse and worse every summer. But the winters are perfect for me. I love them. And I can, like, stay out, like, barely dressed and have fun, and except for my hands. My hands are, for some reason, not able to handle the cold. I have to have gloves. Double gloves, even. But they can handle a good amount of heat. Probably because of all of my cooking. And because they got steamed a lot. But yeah, so I built up my cold resistance, or my ice resistance, with my bloodline training. You know, sometimes I think I really sound like an anime character in some of the things I did. And that was actually during the same period of time I was called a werewolf. Because I was walking around barely dressed during the ice and the snow and the rain and the everything. And yeah, it was a weird period of time in my life. And I also exercised a fuck ton during that period of time, and I ate like 99% protein, and like my breakfast was like sausages, eggs, bacon, and ground beef for breakfast. I had like close to a kilogram of straight up meat or meat produce stuff almost every morning. And I kind of wanted to get into bodybuilding, and like I did a fuck ton of exercising during that period of time. So you can sort of understand why I was called a werewolf for a period of time. Ignoring that. But yeah, with enough coincidences and with enough weird things all aligning together, I've always sort of been a weirdo. And with my tendency to go out at night and find myself places, or even chilling on a rooftop somewhere, staring at the moon, as if I'm freaking possessed, I sometimes seem like a cryptid. But I've stopped. I've stopped. I promise you, I've stopped. I mean, I've stopped sitting on rooftops at this point. I'm an adult now. My teenage years and my high school years, they're behind me. And also, I don't have an access to a rooftop. Which is 90% of the reason why I don't do it anymore. Okay. But yeah, I would really love to do that again. But I do find myself just like going outside and staring at the moon for like half an hour or 10 minutes or something along those lines whenever I can, because the full moon is so fucking beautiful and I love it, and it's so nice, and it's a fucking massive rock out in space hurling through eternity. It's fucking amazing. And I mean, the sun is also amazing, but like we don't appreciate it enough. And I mean, the moon is not as amazing, but I feel like we appreciate it easier because of its romantic connotations, kind of. Or maybe that's why I like the moon so much. Even though I technically call myself Solagarmr, and Solagarmr means the one who eats the sun. So, I seem to be eating the sun at some point. Yep. Is there other weird things I can say and then never talk about again? I feel like there's other things. Oh, so I've talked a little bit about witch thing, cursing people, ghost sight, bloodline power, cold resistance. Maybe I should talk about my lightning resistance. I feel like I've actually talked about this before, and I feel like I've even talked about the werewolf thing before, but like that's just more of a funny story than a weird story. But the lightning resistance might be one of the weirder stories in my life. Like, all of these stories individually don't look that weird, but like if you align them all properly and look at them and all the coincidences that apply after a long period of time, suddenly, I'm a cryptid, and I'm a weird-ass fucking cryptid that does weird-ass fucking shit. But yeah. So, by the way, if anybody's wondering, because I have lightning resistance and cold resistance, if I was a Pokemon, I would be lightning and ice type, or ice and lightning type, or I don't really know which is the primary and which is the secondary. But I would be those two types, yes. Even though I do like dark types the most, because I'm an edgy little bitch baby. Or maybe... I mean, I do like some wood types, but I don't, or I mean grass types, but I don't like all of them. Oof. But yeah, about the lightning resistance. So I had a tendency to touch electric fences when I was a kid. Now that's not insane or anything. It's just that there were usually very pretty animals at the other side of the fence. And I wanted to pet the horses, and I wanted to pet the pigs, and I wanted to pet the sheep, and I wanted to pet the goats, and I think I started getting resistant, or at least a little bit after a while. Though it wasn't too obvious when I was a kid, because I literally, my forehead was leaning against electric fences too often when I was like 3 or 4 or something, and I feel like I should have gotten like some mental issue or something from that, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah. But it kind of continued on into my middle school years when I randomly figured out during we were doing some science experiments. Oh, mending, even though it's on a fucking bow. But we were doing science experiments in nature or science classes or whatever the fuck, and we were setting up light bulbs and batteries or other things. And every time we did this, everybody got shocked. And I didn't. And people were like confused why I wasn't getting shocked, because we were in groups and stuff, and they were like, why are you not getting shocked and shit like that? And I couldn't really explain that shit. So at some point in time, they were like, try this, or like, do this, see if that works. And I was like, I did the things, and they're like, oh, you're not doing it enough. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll fucking lick my fingers and see if like the water or like the fucking fluids can help fucking make this better. Or like, I'll hold exactly the 2 points in exactly the same way as you're doing. I'm gonna do all of these things. I tried again and again and again in so many different ways. Like, it got to the point where my entire purpose in that class was to get myself shocked. And I couldn't. Not too sure if, like, it just didn't go through my skin, or it went through my skin and I didn't feel it. Actually, I feel like it might have gone through my skin at some point because the light went on, but I wasn't reacting. But that was when, like, there was barely an inch of distance between one metal piece to skin to another metal piece. Like, there was extremely small distance between the two. And maybe saliva at the same time, or something. I don't remember exactly how I got that working. But yeah, and I didn't really have a reasoning for it, except for the fact that I'm a weirdo with lightning resistance. And now that I'm older, I got myself an ab shocker, and I've heard that they're painful. For some people. But I feel like it's probably not painful for most people. Probably. So I hoped that I could, like, have a really powerful ab shocker or something. And, like, I tested it out, and it was very funny. And I had a lot of fun with it, by the way. And I put it on full power, obviously. Because I obviously didn't feel enough shock or power. So I had it on full power for, like, however many hours I could have it on before my skin started, like, getting too hot. Or it started, like, the electricity wasn't the problem. The problem was that, like, the sticky thing would, like, slip off if it got too hot. So, yeah. So yeah, that was another weird little thing. I seem to just be building up resistances. I mean, in a sense, you can say I also have a dark resistance, because I just keep on running out into the woods at night. And, ooh, tiny little... Are you my baby? Did me and Senpai make a baby? Oh, you're so cute! Oh, you're so cute! Oh, I love you! Oh, you're so cute! Oh, I have issues. But I mean, it's so cute. Oh, it's a little Senpai baby. Oh, it's a little Senpai baby. Oh, yeah, it's a baby. Oh, you know, I always wanted to have a baby with Senpai. As long as you don't take Senpai from me. Oh my god, I'm gonna be territorial even against a baby. Because Senpai is only mine. That sounded very loud somehow. Whatever. So yeah. So these were the weird things. The many weird things in my life that I just had to deal with. And yeah, that my family didn't really prepare me for all of the stupid things that was gonna happen. Or rather, yeah. That really affected my understanding of what was possible and what wasn't possible for a good while in my life. Or like, oh yeah, magic just exists, obviously. That's what I thought. For way too long. Yeah. Unbreaking Luck of the Sea and Lure. But Curse of Vanishing. So useless. That's good. Good to know. I don't need it. I mean, I don't need it either way, because this one is the most powerful one and it already has mending, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. It's, I don't really know. Is there anything else I can say now and never say again? Like, I want to get them out of the way and then never talk about them again. I mean, should I like just drop like a bombshell about like my last relationship, or like, no wait. I don't think I've ever said I've had a relationship. I mean, I've hypothetically had a relationship, if you know what I mean. I still don't know how to talk about that, or what to talk about, or what is too much and too little, or and all that shit. So yeah. That's a nice thing. Oof. Super virgin, by the way. I've never even thought about men or women or people. Yep. I've never even masturbated. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna pretend to be that fucking pure. Jesus Christ. Yeah. What else am I gonna... I mean, I don't really think I have much more else. I'm not sure, actually. I can't remember anything off the top of my head of weird things. My brain really doesn't work well in Minecraft. Like, it's too much too quickly, and it's just... And I never get the book I need. I do wonder, like, should I start thinking about going to the Nether? Because I might just need to do that at some point. Because holy fuck, I don't really think I can do much more in normal basic things. Like, I can continue building, but I feel like I've already been building so much and not really been doing anything else but building. Huh. I don't know. And suddenly I started worrying whether or not I had sound. Oh, I freaking misplaced that. What the fuck? What the fuck? Didn't even notice. Jesus. Okay, so... Oh, also, technically, along the lines of me having weird coincidences and stuff like that, because I've technically said a lot of weird things right now, but like, if you also take into the fact that nobody has ever caught any fish ever while I've been together with them on a fishing trip, it also makes it sound like I'm cursed. Like, people who have been perfectly good at fishing before I showed up can't fish anymore because I'm there. Every single human being that could fish before can't fish the moment I step into their fucking reign of... inside of their fucking circle of effect. I don't fucking know. I have an area of effect curse bullshit thing. It's a debuff. Fucking bullshit. But yeah. Is there any other weird coincidences that, like, together... I mean... Again, all of these stories individually just aren't that weird, but like all of them together when I was a child or a teenager and like... Oh, yeah, I had a lot of weird moments. Even when fighting people, and actually, I'm not entirely sure I should be going on... I mean, this probably wouldn't be that much weirder than anything else I've said so far. So I've quickly realized as a child that if I wanted to, I couldn't beat anybody in anything, which was a weird thing. It was a really, really, really weird thing. And I'm not saying like I could, like, not like I could play instruments that I couldn't play before just because somebody else did it and I could just do it better than them. No, it's more like my basic skill level in most things were good enough for me to force myself one step higher by just putting enough effort. It might even be OCD or stubbornness or something, but like, I think I had the best stamina in my school when it comes to running. Or wait, maybe that might say something about who I am or something. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that. Like, I didn't care if my legs were breaking or if my lungs were burning. Like, I continued running. Like, I think I just had really good willpower and something when I was younger, which made it easy for me to sort of equal the more talented and more interesting and more powerful people in my class or something, or even older people. And that was also very helpful when I was in fights. Also, I quickly realized that people don't fucking know how to fight, nor do they know how to fucking punch, nor do they know how to fucking kick. And I was obsessed with ninjas and martial arts and all this weird shit, so like, you don't really need to do a lot of stance training before you have better body control than other kids. And you don't really need to have much combat instinct before you... Actually, wait. I'm not entirely sure if I have a good combat instinct or great combat instinct, but I do know at least I have, like, it's in the upwards angle. I'm not entirely sure if it's good, great, or awesome, or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But I'm not sure if other people had it as easy as me when it comes to fighting. But yeah, it was also just, like, I was very interested in superpowers or training or other weird things when I was younger, and knowing that scientifically humans could like tap into powers that would break their bodies for short periods of time super interested me when I was a kid. Gonna throw this away. I hope that came through. Sorry, I had a moment. But yeah, knowing that humans could tap into superpowers, knowing that when I was a kid, I feel like it gave me an advantage because I was so sure of myself. I knew that like no matter how strong you are, I can punch with 10 times the strength I should have been able to punch with. Like that was my thought process. I can kick way stronger than I should physically be able to. The reasoning behind this, if anybody don't know or don't understand, is I was interested in biology and animals and a lot of, well, the natural superpowers of creatures and the natural superpowers that a lot of creatures have, or humans also, is adrenaline. And oddly enough, I think if you take an adrenaline shot, and if you punch, normally speaking, you will have a certain amount of strength. If you punch with an adrenaline, or after taking an adrenaline shot, it'll obviously be stronger. Noticeably so. But medical adrenaline doesn't work as well as your own adrenaline, oddly enough. Like, it's sort of a state of mind, and if you are afraid enough, and if you are in that fight or flight mode, if you can put yourself into that mode well enough, often enough, and if you can still control your body well in that mode, then you would literally just be a superhuman for short periods of time. And the only thing I had going for me when I was a kid was, well, I could draw, and I was a little animal that had really good body control, and even in fight or flight, I had, well, I could fight. And also, maybe I had anxiety back then. I'm not entirely sure if I had anxiety. I think I literally just was afraid of all the ghosts I was seeing, for other reasons. So I think I just got used to being afraid all the fucking time. So I had an easy time turning on the adrenaline. I had an easy time just going superhero mode and then just punching people and then kicking people and then defeating people in like 2 moves and stuff like that, you know? So yeah. That was another one of those weird things in my childhood that fucked me up. Like, I straight up thought I was the main character. Like, I thought that if I wanted to, I could defeat anybody my age or close to my age, or even like a little bit. I think I defeated people or like took down people that were like definitely bigger than me, like a head or 2 bigger than me. And I was so proud of myself for like having fighting methods or tactics against people that were obviously physically stronger and bigger and stuff like that. So I was a little animal when I was younger. I was straight up an animal. I mean, I think a lot of guys also have that issue with that they develop mentally later than ladies. I'm not entirely sure if that's just confirmation bias or something, but I've heard that girls develop mentally quicker than men do. Or girls and boys, I should be saying. Even though gender language is so annoying when it comes to men, women, girls, boys, I don't fucking give a shit. But yes. So, yeah, it took some time until I became a human. I couldn't save it. I was actually gonna try to push it into the freaking water. But yeah. So, I don't know. It's just... Oh, by the way, it was also a really weird moment in my life where I was like 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, I don't know when. I suddenly like realized that like my brain changed. Like, I was turning from animal brain to conscious brain. Like, less and less of my reflexes was reacting. And I started having issues interacting with humans because, believe it or not, you don't really have to be that conscious or that smart to talk to other people. Honestly, extroverts are probably very animalistic. They are simpler, they feel things, they're purer. I mean, you can be an intelligent extrovert, I think. But usually speaking, you would start out as a very simple, I'm just gonna hug people extrovert, or I'm just gonna chat with people extrovert. I just love sociality extrovert, you know? And I had that. I was extroverted a lot as a kid. So yeah, I don't know, I'm still talking about weird fucking things. Okay, I think I've done enough there, this thing, and then the rest of the things I'll bring with me up. Okay. I love you guys. I don't know why, but I think I've gotten because okay. I think I've gotten into kissing senpai now. Because I didn't know if it worked last time. I didn't know after having done it if it worked. But I think recently I edited me having done that, and I realized that it was actually, I could hear it. And like, my brain was just shooting off oxytocin and like all the happy drugs, and I was like, oh my god, I'm kissing senpai. And oh yeah, I can't sleep. I came here to fucking drop thing. What the fuck am I doing? But yeah, so I was releasing happy drugs in my brain when I was doing it, and when I was seeing it, it wasn't just a doing it thing. It was also just, oh my god, he's kissing senpai. Oh my god, it's me. I don't know. It's romantic affection or affection at all. Any sort of affection just gets me going. It just gets me so happy. Which is also why I kiss dogs and cats a lot. Like, but I'm not gonna kiss you because you're not senpai, and only senpai gets my kisses. Okay. But in real life, I kiss my cat a lot, like 3,650 times a year. Yep, 10 times a day minimum. Okay. I think that's good enough. I'm just gonna okay. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye. Fuck me. That's it.